Hey guys, Coach Alex Thiemann. I was able to get out of work a little bit early and invited out on the water with these guys. They kind of look the same. It's going to be hard to distinguish which one's which, but they're going to show me something about shaking a minnow and figuring that stuff out. So let's hop in the boat and see what these guys are talking about. All right, out here in the first spot. Guys are already seeing some fish. Let's check out what they're doing up front.
So we've seen some under the trolling motor, and lately we've been actually catching a lot of those. I know usually we've been leaving those alone, but drop it down when you see them under there, shake it for a little bit. If they don't bite within, 30 to 40 seconds, just kind of reel up and keep casting. It looks like this one's not wanting to go though. Just will reel up and cast at some other fish. Find a couple, like there's a bunch right there. Right out there.
All right, Dylan, so walk me through what you just dealt with.
So I had a couple fish out about 60 yards, throwing this little minnow right over their heads, and they're not showing a ton of interest in it today. They followed it to the boat though, so now I'm just gonna take a few more casts at them and just have a little more patience with this minnow and see if I can get them to bite, but we'll see.
What size baits and weights are you throwing?
We're kind of all over the place. It depends on the day and how the fish are reacting, really. Like, that's the cool thing about having live as a tool. You get to see how those fish react to certain baits. So if you start off throwing something really small, anything down to like 3 inch, 2.5 inch, and they're not really moving on it or they're not showing much interest, we go all the way up to like 7-8 inches on some of those baits. And like the weights too, it kind of depends how the fish are reacting. Like if they're wanting it fast, you can throw on a heavier weight and get down there and fish it faster or closer to the bottom. If they want it really slow, you can put on that lighter weight and just kind of hover it right in front of them real slow. It just all depends how the fish are reacting day to day.
All right, so how's fishing been so far?
It's been tough. We've been seeing a lot of fish, getting a lot of followers, but no takers yet. We fished our first spot, lots of fish there, couldn't get them to bite, bounced around, hit our second spot, kind of the same thing there, and so we're thinking we're just gonna kind of start gunning and running and, bounce around and try and find some fish that are gonna eat. So the minnow wasn't working. We had to switch it up and get a reaction strike here on the jerkbait. Again, the live scope showing us how they're reacting. They're running away from the minnow, so we decided to throw something a little more active at them. They took the bait. Come on, get up here, and it's a giant. You might want to hit spotlight. Yeah. Coming up. Oh. I'll go for it. That is a California. Let's see if I can get him unhooked here. Freaking giant right here. At least 5 pounds. Just we'll weigh him, see what she goes. Or is that worse?
All right, as you can see, I'm wearing more layers than before. Definitely it's still wintertime out here, and I think that's why these fish are so congregated. And as they were telling you, it's not wide open out here. They're having to really try different techniques and to try to get them to bite. We went from shaking a minnow, fishing a jerkbait, the crankbait spin out, the A-rig, a little bit of everything to try to see what's going to elicit a reaction bite. And that's what gets you a 5-pounder in the well, and I know they're working on a few more fish. Let's see how we do.
I was recording on that one too. I couldn't see it though. No, that's bad. Hooked up, another one on the minnow. Switched back. They stopped reacting on the jerkbait, so kind of a little bit of everything out here today. It's not a huge one. Oh yeah, it's not that big. We'll get him in here. Just that little 3-inch minnow on that tungsten head. Throw her back. Hey guys, just wrapping up our day. We got a couple hours out after school in the water, and we've been catching them out here. It's been fun, but today was a tough day. We've been seeing all those fish that we've been catching but not eating, and been using the forward facing a lot, and it just really shows you how tough it can get. And we've been throwing the kitchen sink at them today, And we caught a couple fish, one really nice one, but nowhere near as good as it's been. And you'll just have those days, you know, you got to run through all those fish, kind of adapt and change it up. These past couple months, we've had a lot of success in tournaments with the forward-facing sonar, but it just kind of shows you how no matter like how helpful of a tool it is, there's still going to be those days where it's not all you need. Like, you need to still have that instinct of how to get these fish to bite, even though you are seeing them on live.